Hey guys, welcome to TFGoose Gaming. I'm TFGoose here with Vendetta, and welcome to another Rogue Legacy video.
Hooray!
Hooray! Whee! Yeah, this is as we've mentioned on the other couple of videos we released for this game today. We're trying to put out a lot of content for this sucker because we're having such a ball with it. This here is going to be our sort of classes and traits video. So we want to show you guys, all the classes that are in the game and how to, kind of get them and unlock them and what our impressions are of all of them. So to start things off, here's the Paladin, which is Vendetta's favorite class, right?
I love the Paladin. Best ability, it has 100% base stats and a Guardian Shield. So that's going to allow you, with a price to mana, of course, to block enemy attacks. That's very useful, especially for boss fights. It's really survivable. I think the Paladin hits the hardest out of all the tanky classes, which is really nice. And to me, with that ability to block, makes him one of my favorite classes in the entire game.
Yeah, he's really, really solid. He's kind of the Mario of the classes, I mean, he's just really, really good at kind of everything, but not the best at anything, but still very, very viable, and here he is just blocking some damage. He's a really solid class and definitely one to use in the beginning. So the second one we want to move on to here is the Archmage. Now, after you do a couple of unlocks here at the keep, you'll be able to get the mage, and then you upgrade them to the Archmage with another unlock. And here, his special ability is to spell cycle. Normally, whatever spell you start with a character is the only one you get unless you find it while you're adventuring. This guy can actually flip them around with 3 different spells, which is kind of cool. And he also picks up mana whenever he kills something. So this one here, really, really cool ability called Time Stop. It just saps mana for as long as you leave it on. And then we'll switch it up and throw a Chakram and try that out for a second, and give that a whirl. We're also, going to use the dagger here in a second. You'll notice, too, that he's kind of skinny. That's one of the traits. That's Ectomorph, if I believe, which makes it so if you get hit, you just get knocked back really, really, really far. So it's one of the negative ones. But if you don't get hit that often, you really won't care,
Which is good, because as a mage, you don't want to get hit often or you're in trouble.
Exactly, yeah, because, he doesn't have a lot of HP, and his armor seems like it's reduced from whatever it is on your main page, because he takes a lot of damage when he takes hits. So just to keep that in mind, but as long as you get a nice loadout of skills, you can really have a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, so next we're going to kind of go into the Assassin here. That's upgraded from the Knave, which you start with. It's kind of it's a melee class, but it doesn't have nearly as many hit points. But their plus is they have 15% crit chance and 125% crit damage. That is absolutely huge. You can crit things, with some stat unlocks as well, especially, which you're going to have anyway, eventually. You can hit really hard, and I like this guy for bosses especially if you've seen our other video. We used him to kill the second boss, and he just hits so hard. Awesome.
Yeah, he gets work done real fast, and as long as you can just kind of stay away from guys, you can do some serious damage. And his special ability here, you'll see it in a second, we're going to activate, is this mist. You kind of see it kind of following around a little bit, but see how he pops invisible, sort of? You can walk right through enemies, but the downside is you really kind of have to really keep an eye on where you are. Because it's very easy to lose track of yourself. And in fact, when I tried to use it too much during a boss fight, I couldn't actually keep track of where I was, and it was a detriment. So you have to keep, you have to keep an eye on them and realize where you are. But otherwise, very, very versatile. Highly offensive class, just like you'd expect any rogue type to be. So moving on, this is kind of a curiosity little class here, the Spelunker, which is based off of the Miner here on the right edge of the tree. His main ability that we started with and we thought was kind of cool was increased gold gain. So you pick up 30% more gold whenever you pick up any coins, and his other stats are just crap, and you see he's got a couple of other traits down there as well. His hypergonadism, which knocks things back. I love that. That's too funny. But the big thing is this. Check that out. That is crazy.
All the chests.
All the chests, all the special rooms, all the fairy chests. Absolutely amazing way to sort of get a really good idea of where all the loot is. Of course, the downside is you're not really strong. Oh, he's also got that non-3D vision or non-stereo vision, where so everything looks like Paper Mario. It's kind of crazy. Second Mario reference today. Woo! But what you can do with him, though, is really sort of plan out a really direct route to find a boss room or to find chests, you know, and just move along through. Don't try to super tank everything because you might die. But all the boss chambers are like this. They all have 2 chests in them, and they're always right next to each other, so they're really easy to pick out on his little super map. Definitely a really cool farming class.
Yeah. So next we have the Spell Sword, which is upgraded from the Spell Thief. This is kind of like a melee mage, so, you know, think kind of battle mage-ish. He has more hit points than your standard mage, but 30% of his damage is converted into mana. So he doesn't have a super large mana pool, but it refills really fast, which allows you to use
kind of spam.
spells. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of spam stuff really easily, and then he's got that empowered spell thing too, right? I mean,
yeah, which is basically like an enhanced version of whatever spell he happens to come with. It does a lot more damage, and it's a lot more powerful than the standard version.
yeah, it costs more mana, you know, but again, that's not really as big a deal because he just absorbs so much back whenever he kills things. So, but it does a lot of damage. You'll see it here at the end. And this guy is also infected, you know, with gigantism, as you see. That's why he's huge.
Big lady.
And also has Alzheimer's, which is crazy, and that makes it so you don't have any map. Definitely one of the worst traits you can have, so be on the lookout for that one. But here you can see the size difference in the knives that are being thrown. That's a big one, and here's another small one coming. You know, basically some of the other, you know, abilities and spells have a much more dramatic effect than that, but they're still pretty cool. So next we'll go take a look at the Barbarian King. The Barbarian King on the left side. We're actually gonna have a queen, I think, is what we have here. Yeah. So we got the female version, but the Barb's big ability, other than the shout, which you'll see in a second here, which just may have had some influence from another game. We won't say, you know.
Debatable.
Debatable. But the other big thing it has is just a ton of HP. So crazy. But here it is. Boom! Yeah, you read that right. Almost from another game, but close enough that we can just let the lawyers handle that one, I guess. Let's hope.
Right.
Let's hope not. That's pretty cool. I think it's an homage to Skyrim myself, but you know. Anyway, but still, this class is a lot of fun. It doesn't hit very hard. You know, that's probably my only complaint with it. But yeah, just look at the HP pool though. Just ridiculous amounts of HP. You know, and here's a little bonus footage of me failing hard to try to get a fairy chest. You know, oh well, what are you gonna do? This is just a terrible, terrible room, but...
Barbarian's interesting too because they get a bonus to the little chicken legs, so when you consume some health, it gives them I think 20 points more than any other class.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so you can keep yourself topped off on health a lot easier. Very, very versatile, fun little class.
Yeah. Here's the Hokage, or Hokage, whatever.
Whichever, yep.
Whichever. It's upgraded from the Shinobi. This one has it's another melee class with a little bit of mana. He has a cool little teleport ability, which is not always necessarily a good thing, but it is neat. He has a lot of strength. I think he has the most strength of any class in the game. But the caveat to that is he can't crit.
Exactly, yeah. So you got to do all your damage up front, but you know what? It doesn't matter because he just houses everything down. You know, this guy one-shots more things than anything else, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe the assassin might one-shot more, but this guy would probably be more consistent.
That's true. The assassin relies on crits, you know, for his damage, but this guy just has huge damage overall. Look at this crazy room, too.
Yeah, I can't believe we found this.
This is just kind of wild, but as you can see, the teleporting ability, if you see him just popping around a bunch there, sometimes it gets you into trouble, sometimes it saves you. So it's really just sort of a, oh my god, I'm definitely about to get hit sort of thing. If you use it, you might avoid damage, you might not. But it's kind of a nice little thing, so something to check out.
Absolutely.
And then the last class we want to go over is the Lich King, which is just upgraded off the Lich here. And this is a really, really weird class. You know, I just think it's so strange. You start off with kind of mediocre stats, but every time you kill something, you get 4 maximum hit points. You know, so you can really beef the character up. Crazy, you know, and this one's ADHD, you know, moves fast and stuff, and has tunnel vision as well, so you don't see the projectiles coming when they're off screen. You know, again, a couple more traits. And he also has that ability there that you just saw. You blinked, you might have missed it, where he converted some of that max HP into MP, you know, and now he can go and sap some more max HP. So if you play him on a nice long run, you can end up with really long bars for both health and mana. It does seem to cap at one point, but and that right there is the other reason to play the class.
Yeah, that is an absolutely amazing ability.
Yeah, devastating ability. Those ravens, the birds that fly out, it sends out a bird for every enemy on the screen in the current area, and it will hit every one of them. And it's just absolutely crazy. Here's another fairy chest. I actually don't fail as hard at this one.
That was pretty nice. You didn't even get touched.
Yeah, so this class is a lot of fun. I mean, it's definitely not one that's, you know, super duper crazy on offense or defense, but as a gimmick, as something interesting to try, it's a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that little rundown of some of the traits and all the classes in the game. If you missed any of the other content today on Rogue Legacy, check out the links at the top or in the description. Let us know what you think, guys, and we'll be having some more on this game and a couple other ones in the near future. Take it easy.